can guess the Oscar nominees on the cheesecake? Hi, my name is Kyle, and welcome to Worldwide Campus News and Entertainment. And today, I'm going to show you how to make this new and special recipe for the Oscar themed cheesecake. The first thing, I preheat my oven for 350 degrees Fahrenheit. You want to make sure the oven needs to be nice and hot. You're going to take either a 9 or 10-inch springform pan that I have here. You're going to wrap the bottom plate very tightly with some parchment paper, lock the edge of the pan, then spray it with nonstick cooking spray and set it aside. To start with the chocolate graham cracker crust, I'm going to go ahead and put I'm using about 18 of the graham crackers. I have the one half by half with the 9 original or honey graham crackers with the honey made, and the other one I'm going to use it for the cinnamon. I just about measure for 2.5 cups. Let's put this right into this. Here's the one half by with the honey made, with the flavor of honey, and this is one of my specialties. This cinnamon flavor, cinnamon graham crackers, gonna be taste great. We got after the graham crackers, I'm gonna go ahead and put 3/4 cup of natural unsweetened cocoa. I'm just going to get all inside of the graham crackers. I'm probably sure I need to use a better whisk to get the cocoa inside with the graham crackers. Give me nice and chocolatey taste. I'm going to put about 6 tablespoons of firmly packed light brown sugar. I put about 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons. I'm just going to break off the sugar. That could be a lot easier. I'm going to put 10 tablespoons of melted butter. You're going to get this well incorporated until you get coarse sand. It turns very like a soil. And see how it just moist the chocolate inside with the crackers. You can get that with your hands to feel the crumbs is just coarse sand, just like you give a soil. Now we're going to put it into the prepared pan, as per the springform pan. I'm gonna dump this right over. By the way, I just lined it on the bottom, use it with the aluminum foil. You don't want to get seep inside with those for the bottom plate. I'm gonna pack it firmly. You can use it with palm of my hands. You can also use a back of the measuring cup, or you can also evenly put the back of the spoon. Gotta smooth that over, just so you can make a layer. We're going to put this in the oven to toast it for 8 to 10 minutes. Once after that, you're going to take it out of the oven. After it's about 8 to 10 minutes, you're going to let them cool. We're going to get that really warm. And we're going to prepare for the cheesecake batter. Now let's go for the batter for the cheesecake. I have room temperature 4 8-ounce packages of Philadelphia original cream cheese. And I put about 1 cup of granulated sugar that I mixed with 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. The cornstarch will help the cream cheese batter to stay over here where it stands. It doesn't get melted. We're gonna get this beating. I'm going to slowly add 4 large eggs, make sure it's room temperature. I'm going to beat it one at a time, and I accidentally breaking the yolks, but that's alright. Now I'm just scraping the sides of the bowl using with the rubber spatula to get everywhere to go. I'm going to go ahead and pour out 1 cup of heavy cream. Then I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of pure lemon extract. That's going to be for the lemon flavor. I usually put it into the smaller saucepan that I put a 1/4 cup of 100% pure pineapple juice that I'm going to use it for. And I dissolve a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar over medium-high heat until it gets nice and dissolved. It becomes to a boil and turns very syrupy. I let it cool to give it where it turns like a syrup. So you can go ahead and pour the pineapple syrup. So this is going to be a very nice pineapple flavor also, even need the lemon. And going to keep going. last but not least, I'm going to use a couple drops of yellow food coloring to make a very vibrant yellow. That's going to be very, very Oscar theme for the very vibrant. I'm going to give this to just a drop at a time and see how it turns right in. It looks just perfectly yellow, and we're going to keep scraping the sides of the batter using with the rubber spatula. I'm going to take the beater off to get excess for the waste. If you're using the stand mixer with a polymer attachment, if you decide that you can't, you could get everything around for the cheesecake batter. It is completely up to you. Can you see the yellow cheesecake batter right here that I added a very vibrant color for the yellow food coloring. Okay, now you want to pour the batter in a pan on the warm Graham Cracker crust has been already prepared. Then spread it over evenly using with the rubber spatula, or you can give it a shake around just a little bit to release for the air bubbles. Now you want to return it back in the oven for 45 to 50 minutes in the middle of the rack until it's firmly light and brown on top. And I'm quite sure how long it's going to take the cheesecake in the oven for a long time, but be careful not to overbake. Don't forget to place it into a large baking pan of the boiling water with it for the halfway underneath the cheesecake because that allows to steam. I'm going to see how that goes with. Now, if I do have a larger roasting pan that I just steeping into the springform pan, well, this is what I do for the trick. I put two little pans right in the middle of that, and I put a baking pan that goes right underneath. That allows to steam the cheesecake that doesn't get prevents from cracking. We're going to bake this for 45 to 50 minutes. I'm going to see how that goes with. This cheesecake is almost turns perfectly great. I just take it out over here. If you get that little jiggle, that's when it's going to be on just the one. Now, to get this to rest in the oven, I'm just going to turn this off. And we're going to hold the oven door, give it a little crack. Carefully with the wooden spoon, that helps to stay this over. I'm going to get this to a little rest for approximately about 1 or 2 hours. I'm going to be back in 1 or 2 hours to see how it looks like. And always have to watch carefully the cheesecake will stays into the rest after it's just steaming the boiling with the water into the pan. And I have to get all over, here's the wooden spoon that I hold with on the left. And gotta make sure to keep it for resting for 1 or 2 hours to cooling down. I'll be back and I'll give this for a nice setting for the decorations. I was putting it back in the oven for another 20 minutes or so. It took about like an hour and 10 or 20 minutes. I can use the kitchen thermometer to check how it goes with. I'm probably sure it is, I think that's about 154 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's probably good for that. I'm going to let that cool at room temperature. It just laying sit for at room temperature to cool down for 1 hour. Can you see it's not cracking over? That's why I over boiling the water in the pan that allows to steam afterward. I'm just going to cover this with plastic wrap and I'm going to refrigerate for at least about 3 hours or overnight. I'm going to get whipped to it. When it's after it's chilled in the refrigerator for the cheesecake, it took it for a long time. About what I just covered with some plastic wrap, and I just already peeled it off on the bottom from the aluminum foil. I decided I'm going to run around with the butter knife to get everything will release. I'm just going to unlock the edge and it's released. I'm going to lift that over here. Hey, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Let me just decorate for the cheesecake. That's going to be nice and beautiful Oscar themed style. Now it's time to assemble. I already have the Cool Whip toppings that I tinted more of the yellow food coloring. And I'm going to spread it all the way on top. If you have any leftovers, you can pipe it using with a piping bag. You gotta make sure to get this all layer of the cheesecake. Spread the Cool Whip right on top after it's just been chilled. I'm going to sprinkle with the yellow color sugar just to give it a nice and shine on top of the Cool Whip. has been tinted with yellow food coloring. I'm going to sprinkle with some wilted black sugar. I'm also going to sprinkle with the wilted gold star sprinkles. They're really edible. It's going to be nice and shiny star right on top of that. I sprinkle all the stars everywhere on top of that. Now lastly, I'm going to sprinkle up the black jimmies. Could be just almost stylish for the Oscars. If you can, you also add with some chocolate decoration, which is optional. It is completely up to you. Just you want to get everywhere behind the stars. Let me give this to you a close-up to view those. Hope you're gonna love this. And here's the finished Oscar themed cheesecake, ready for the Oscar party at the Academy Awards. If you're interested for more recipes, write me down in the comments below if you want to say something. Always have to make sure to view all videos to watch before sharing. Give it a big thumbs up for everyone. As always, enjoy the Oscars of the Academy Awards. Are you a fan of our videos? Be sure to subscribe to Worldwide Campus News and Entertainment. Then ring the bell to see all notifications about the new videos and the latest video.